Well, here we are. It's Friday morning, June 3rd, 2022, 4:28. We're about half an hour behind, so hope to be started here in 2 minutes. We got some pole adjustments, and we're off and at them. We're about to hit the first tunnel. We got our headlights and lamps on, and here's the first tunnel. So we've got about a tenth of a mile maybe, so but wanted to get a feeling with the lights on and stuff. So but it's got plenty of danger, so there's no messing around. I got to be careful up here. See some other headlamps down there. We're off on our venture. Pray it goes well. There's the beginning of the sunrise coming up over the hills. Beautiful. Just walked through a little mini dust storm there. It's a little windy and definitely blowing up the dust off the trail. We're still just another maybe a tenth of a mile, so I'm filming a lot now. I'm sure when we get towards the end, the filming will slow down considerably. So all right, we're at the 1.5 mile rest stop, just a little over 31 minutes. It's showing 1.62 on my Garmin, so the light is coming. It is a beautiful, beautiful place, and you'll hear me say that more than once. So off to a pretty good start. I'm not very good in a downhill. I don't have the greatest ankles, so I'm always a little petrified about coming down, and it's a fairly rough. This is as smooth as it's been the whole time, but just a lot of rocky area. But so far we're moving pretty well, and it's warmed up already a little bit, so never needed a jacket, just warm some arm sleeves, and you can see Anne's taking off her long sleeve t-shirt. So we're so far so good. A little bit behind schedule on start and on our pacing so far, but I knew going downhill I'd be probably pretty slow, so we'll just keep marching along here. Hopefully we can make a little time up when it gets flat, but that's going to be a little while. Just give you a little feeling of the path here. We're still between the 1.5 mile and the 3 mile rest house, so probably only a quarter of a mile between them, but just want to kind of keep giving perspectives on what this place looks like. If you can never do it, it sure is worth it. It's a beautiful place. Ah, a little smooth, I'll take that. Closing in on 3 mile rest house. Not too much further. Been a lot of steps like this so far, either made out of rock or out of wood. So this is pretty smooth right here. There's some areas. Well, here's this kind of stuff for me is a pretty good challenge, but slow and steady wins the race. There's Plateau Point, that little path out to the edge there. And up the gully there is where we'll be going to make a trip to the North Rim. All right, we're about 4 miles in, and it just about hit 4 miles exactly, and the path actually started to level off for the first time. So now we should have a little level for a period of time here. It won't be quite as steep a decline now, and we'll have some more decline, but down to the river. But it shouldn't be nearly as steep, and we should have some stuff here where like this, so we can actually jog a little bit. So 4 miles in, you got some flat. Okay, that's where we came from, up there. You see the path right there, but you kind of lose track of where it goes up in there the rest of the way. But we were up in the top there not too long ago, so making our way towards Indian Gardens still. I've only gone another quarter mile, and again, like I said, the path is still descending a little bit, but it's pretty gradual now, and not too bad at all. All right, we're at Indian Gardens. We're about 5 minutes off. So we're not doing too bad. About 5 minutes off what we were thinking. We're about an hour and 45 minutes in. About 4.9 miles, 4.87 to be exact. And we were hoping to be an hour and 40, and we're an hour and 45. Those big, I can't remember what they're called. If they're called crows or... But boy, those guys are smarts, and you never want to leave your pack anywhere, because if you leave it for a couple minutes, they can figure out how to get into it in a zip. So this is Indian Gardens. If you get a camping permit, you gotta obviously sign up way in advance. You can camp down here. So a lot of people do that. They'll backpack down in. And first time we see a little running water. Gonna go down to Colorado. Okay, we're at about 5 miles of Phantom Ranch. And obviously if you want to go to Plateau Point, that's another 1.5 miles out. You can go out that way to that plateau that we've been looking at. Not doing that today. We have done it in the past. And let's get a temperature check. So we're in the shade, heading up towards 80. So not quite there yet. So hopefully we'll be through the hot stuff here, at least the first pass before it gets too bad. So we're only about 5.5 miles, but I want to give you another shot of some of the terrain. Got the water running down there below us. Pretty cool little area through here. Good morning. Yeah, this is kind of a cool area. And now we're gonna, looks like, start seeing the sun. We really haven't been in a position to be able to see it much, which is probably a good thing, because it looks like it's a little hazy, which helps. But all right. So 5.73 miles, just over 2 hours in. I had a Cliff Bar for my first hour. Gonna have a Kind Bar this second hour. I just keep finding places I want to film because it's such a unique place, and the diversity is actually pretty amazing. This is a very, very cool little area. So kind of the goal is just take the hydration as I think about it. Take a couple, 3-4 sips off the hydration pack, and then have some kind of, so I got tailwind in there, so that gives me probably 100 calories, roughly an hour. And then I've got the Cliff Bar is about 250, the Kind Bar is about 180, so probably average somewhere around 200 to 250 calories of edible food per hour. So that's kind of our game plan for me right now. Anne's probably not quite as dialed in, but she's got a plan that works for her. So, and I have extra food and extra gels if she ends up having any issues. So far so good. All right, second river crossing in about 2 minutes. So.
Okay, yeah, so there. Well, what do you think? There or go that way?
All right, 6.15 miles in, and we do have a little river crossing. So. That looked like the best way. Just take your time. Now the water's running stronger than the last time I've come through here. Good job. Now I'm gonna try to do that. I'm impressed, my love. All right, well, this part of the path has become creek. So, not too bad, but it's just, I've never been here where there would be enough water to kind of take over the path. But that's what we got now. Again, we're just at like 6.2 miles, so I keep checking in because we kind of got some unique new little spots. But this is the little wet one. I just prefer not to get my feet wet because then the chances of blisters seems to increase pretty much. So I'm just trying to keep them dry. We're only at 6.38, but that's how much the terrain just keeps changing here. So we're out of that little canyon there right after Indian Gardens, and where the river overflowed the path for a little bit. So now we'll start making our way down to the river. There's Anne, and there's the next little part of the journey, so we get steep again on our way down to the river. All right, about 7.25 miles, so we've descended for probably about the last 1.25 miles. It was a pretty good steep descent back on those switchbacks. So now we're pretty close to the level of the Colorado River, and that's where we just came down from. Beautiful. We are 3 hours in, so we are behind schedule. We were hoping to initially be at Phantom Ranch by 3 hours. So, but you can see the path here, and this is just basically most of the time. There's very little just flat, super walkable trail. You got to kind of keep your eye on every step. At least I do. I'm 60, so. But it makes the going kind of slow. Not kind of slow, it makes the going slow for me. So, but we're working our way there, and it's the challenge we were hoping for. So far so good. The first shot of the Colorado River. This is the River Rest House. We're 8.27 miles in, a little over 3 hours, 3 hours 8 minutes. So a little bit behind schedule, and we've been very fortunate to be sheltered from the sun 95% of the time on this stretch of the hike. So we're about to enter into that now. And now the heat will start becoming more of an issue here. That's at the bottom of the canyon. It's supposed to be like 99, 95, 99, something like that today in Phantom Ranch area. There's some rafters. There's the Colorado River just past the rest house. Some rafters. So get down to the river, then you do have a little bit of a slight incline here that you gotta go up, and then we'll come back down again. So 8.95 miles in, and there is the Silver Bridge. So we're closing in on crossing the Colorado River, and therefore closing in on Phantom Ranch. So we probably have roughly a mile to get there. So sun's out. It's not too bad yet. If we're fortunate enough to come back down on from the North Rim and make it back through this way, it'll be warm then. So we'll take this for right now. It's about 7:53 a.m. 3 hours 24 minutes in. Our first time crossing the Silver Bridge across the Colorado River. That's awesome. There's the Black Bridge. There's the river, obviously. Unbelievable place. All right, we are making our way towards Phantom Ranch here. About 10 miles in, 3 hours 45 minutes. We are going to be behind schedule here, probably 45 to 50 minutes. Slower than estimated coming down. I almost feel like I could go up that fast, but we'll find out here quickly. So we'll get to Phantom Ranch, refuel, take a little break, fill up our water bladders, and then we'll start heading north. It will be gradual for a while, which will be kind of nice, and the path is not typically quite as treacherous, so more like this. So hopefully it'll be able to walk at a quicker pace and maybe be a little bit more on track. So just a beautiful place, as I said 1,000 times already. At Phantom Ranch, just short of 4 hours, 10.6 miles. This is the canteen where you can get some food and drinks. Known for lemonade.
Give you a full, what do you call that?
All right, it's 8:58 in the morning, and we're 4 hours 29 minutes in, and we're leaving Phantom Ranch and beginning the slog north. So we'll see how this goes. Morning. So if the paths can be like this for a while, we may make some time up even though we're going uphill. Do have a little bit heavier now that we both filled up our hydration bladders. So I had used most of mine and had not, so hopefully she's staying hydrated. And we fueled up a little bit. I had a little beef jerky and one Pop-Tart, and I'm gonna finish the other one now, and hopefully have a little energy to go north. Still in the box. .37 miles on my watch, and we're entered the box. You got the sound of the water running for a good part of the hike up to the north, which is really nice. Of course, until it gets really hard, and then it's not there, so you just have to listen to the heartbeat and the pain as you ascend. So this is a nice little area because it's got a little incline, but it's not bad, and the path is much less treacherous and much more able to walk at a quicker pace. So we're 14.2 miles in, 5 hours and 26 minutes. .3 miles in, 5:48. Still aren't seeing the North Rim yet. Ann's having another emotional moment. Which is awesome. It does. It just takes your breath away. It's
every corner.
So beautiful. We got the lush green from the river, and so 5 hours 38 minutes, 14.83 miles. So we've made a little bit better time since coming out of Phantom Ranch. It's been a steady incline, but nothing super steep yet. That's coming. All right, we're 16.4 miles in, 6 hours 11 minutes. Should be coming up in Cottonwood within a half mile or so, I'd say. So just give you a 360 panorama of this. Been walking in the sun for an hour, not terribly hot, a little breeze that helps. So refresh here in Cottonwood and try to press on. Just out enjoying the day. Haven't quite made it to Cottonwood yet. I think we're getting close. Good job, Jared. Guest appearance by Jared Hazen, one of the best ultra runners in the U.S. He's doing I think he's doing South Kaibab down the Cottonwood. Said it'd be about a 30-mile day. And he's from Titusville, Pennsylvania, and that's where Ann was born. So, kind of cool. I actually thought, I wonder if I'll see Jared Hazen on the trail today. And it's like, what are the chances? But we did, so made my day. So, very cool. I think we're getting close to Cottonwood. My mileage is way off. I'm showing 18.14 miles. The Grand Canyon map shows it's 16.8 miles to Cottonwood, so we're off, but I think we're getting close. All right, 18.29 miles, 6 hours 58 minutes, and we are at Cottonwood. Gonna get some drinking water, take a break. There's some benches over there to my left. Maybe we'll sit on those for a second. All right, we're just leaving Cottonwood Campground. 18.97 miles, 8 hours and 12 minutes. Some reason I got to the point where I did not want to eat anything anymore and just was not feeling great. So I ended up drinking 40 ounces of just regular water there at the campground and just took it easy for a while. And my appetite seemed to come back. So never had that happen before, but it's almost like just having tailwind in my water was almost too much. I'll have to figure it out, but never had that happen. But it was almost like just too much electrolytes, and I just needed some regular water. So that seemed to help. I've had a little food, and we're going to continue on here and see what time we make it to North Rim, and then make a decision about whether we got time to try to make it back to the South Rim. So on we go. So that's part of the challenge of a trip like this, is those things come up. I've never run into that in all my life. So new challenge, but hopefully we've overcome it. We'll just keep trying to move on. $20 miles in, 20.1, and 8 hours 36 minutes. And we are not quite to Manzanita yet. Should be there next 15-20 minutes hopefully. All right, we're just leaving Manzanita after a short water break. 20.6 miles, 8 hours and 49 minutes. So that wasn't too bad. I'm feeling better. Now we're going to start really climbing. So we'll see how we feel now. Yep, just 21 miles in, 9 hours, 7 minutes. I just stopped and changed my GoPro battery. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. I'm crying again. I love it.
We're having an amazing time. I'm feeling a lot better. So I think I just need to back off on the tailwind so much. It's kind of made my stomach off, and so I think that's been my problem. So now I'm trying to do some more water, and so hopefully we can keep hiking here with some strength as we go up the mountain. So here we go.
Yep, part no one ever films.
Yes, because everybody's so wiped out.
Let's see why.
I'm gonna get a peek around this corner here. Oh, you're good. Still not exactly sure where the North Rim is, but it's somewhere up here.
There.
I guess we'll know when we get there. think that's Ribbon Falls. Just amazing how the water flows through this canyon, all the parched land, and then all the green around where the water is. So here we go. I think we're starting to see the North Rim. Again, I can never figure out exactly where we're exiting, but we're getting there. Definitely a fan of the walking sticks. They have been good for crossing some creeks and just taking pressure off the legs going down, and helpful for going up. So recommend them if you do this hike. So we're gonna loop around there. And it's pretty some serious drop off here, so definitely want to be careful when you're hiking here. Lots of dangers, I guess. Sadly, someone passed away in the canyon yesterday. So prayers for her family and her loved ones. That's a sad thing. It's a beautiful place, but it's extreme with the heat and the climbing and descending. It's just a place to not mess around. You gotta be careful. So if you come, prepare beforehand. Make sure you got plenty of hydration and food, and play it safe. Wind's picked up a little bit, which is actually kind of nice. Makes it a lot more comfortable. So we're getting there. 22.1 miles, 9 hours 35 minutes. This is where it gets a little sketchy. I'm not a big fan, but if you stay close to the wall, you should have no issues. Just weave our way up from down there, and we continue to climb. .23 miles, 9 hours 42 minutes. It's kind of going steady. Actually not too bad a pace for climbing this hill. Okay, we just passed, I think, the Red Wall Bridge is called. 23.69 miles and I think 10 hours and 16 minutes. So we got a pretty good climb to Supai Tunnel, and then we'll make our last march up to the North Rim. So we're starting to see it in sight, but we've still got a good amount of hiking ahead of us. Still climbing. We just came from a pretty sketchy area where the drop off is dramatic. Climbing quite fast. We've only been a couple minutes since we've done crossing that bridge. So. We're getting there. All right, 24.55 miles, 10 hours, 38 minutes. There's the bridge. And you can see all the trail. We are closing in.
We are.
Probably got 2 miles. Probably 2.5. Supai Tunnel. Two 24.88 miles, 10 hours, 50 minutes so far. And there's the Supai Tunnel. Not a very long tunnel, but it's a tunnel.
That's right.
It's a major landmark. Starting to get into the pines. 25.1 miles, 11 hours, and 1 minute. On we go.
Are you filming?
25.54 miles, 11 hours, 15 minutes. Still climbing. That's a crazy view, huh? I think we have about 0.7 from here. 26.17 miles, 11 hours, 42 minutes. I've bonked again because I still had too much tailwind in there. I used the same mix. 3 of those tailwind packets to 100 ounces of water ended up being too strong. I didn't realize it till after I did it. Thought I'd get water at Supai Tunnel because I thought that's what the website showed that they had water on. Did not have water. So I'm feeling pretty lousy, but hopefully we can get up there and then I'll rehydrate with just water and flush myself out like I did at Cottonwood and hopefully feel better. So we're so close. 26.86 miles, 12 hours, 19 minutes. And I just was dry heaving, so not doing well. We got to here. I don't know what we're doing from here.